Good morning. Thank you for being here. For the second time in 2 weeks, our community has experienced tremendous loss. First Helene on September 26th, and now the impact from Hurricane Milton on October 10th. We continue to share our thoughts and prayers with loved ones who've lost their lives, those who lost their homes, property, and livelihoods. Hundreds of our employees have lost their homes or had them severely damaged during Helene and Milton. I am grateful to the more than 1,000 school employees who worked to operate 13 storm shelters over 7 days from Monday through Sunday. They went above and beyond their call of duty, supporting over 10,000 Pinellas County residents, especially many with special needs and pets in our shelters. And even in one of our shelters at Largo High School, on the night of the storm, they helped deliver a healthy baby boy. Our staff, our transportation team, school nurses, and more worked to ensure that the special needs of our residents were met all the way through the last shelter being closed at noon on Sunday. When we received the all-clear message last Thursday, our operations and maintenance staff began assessing damage at school buildings to determine our ability to reopen. Like many residents of Pinellas County, including still 40,000 this morning, dealing without power and staff shortages, transportation issues on the roads, and lack of fuel. As of last Friday, we had 80 schools without power. Yesterday at noon, we had 19 schools still without power. And this morning, we have no schools without power. Each and every one of our buildings now has power. We announced yesterday that school would reopen on Wednesday, October 16th, tomorrow. Today, all of our staff is returning to work full time. And today they are focusing on the health, safety, and security of our buildings, air quality, transportation grid, and more to ensure that we are ready for students tomorrow. Air conditioning is running at all our buildings, stabilizing the environments. Our bus drivers are out running those transportation routes today, making sure bus stops and school walking paths are safe. Our cafeterias are making sure the food has been replenished and restocked and ready for tomorrow. And as you can imagine, the last 3 weeks, missing almost 10 days of school for most students has wreaked havoc on our academic calendar. And so our teachers are here to rebuild that academic plan for the next several days. Several of our schools had roof damage, including here at Pinellas Park High School, but several other buildings across the district. The damage of patch and repair at most schools was relatively easy with our own district staff as well as contractors that we hired. The school that had the greatest damage was here at Pinellas Park High School. Fortunately, our emergency restoration contractor was already in Pinellas County, tending to Madeira Beach and Gulf Beaches Elementary School, and were able to come over on Friday and begin immediately stabilizing this school and environment. I know many members of our community have questions about the school year, makeup days, first quarter, and so much more. Our number one goal was to make sure students could return, give a sense of normalcy to our community, allow parents to return to work, and we're excited to do that tomorrow. I want to sincerely thank our school board for their support during this time, our community, parents, families, students, staff, first responders, and again, the employees of Pinellas County Schools, many of which who are mandatory reporters in a time of crisis and could not evacuate, but had to stay here, take care of their own homes, their own families, as well as the community. I especially would like to thank my colleagues at the Emergency Operations Center, Barry Burton, Kathy Perkins, Sheriff Bob Gualtieri, for their leadership and support with our community these last several weeks. We look forward to restarting school tomorrow for all of our students, and I'm happy with the folks behind me to take any questions.
During Helene, you guys had said that there were some people that was displaced from their homes. They ended up in a shelter, or they ended up having a hotel kind of thing. What do you have to say to those families that might be like, hey, I'm not at my normal bus stop because I'm living in a hotel, I can't go back home?
That's a good question. What do we do for students who maybe not be in the same place that they once were? We're treating tomorrow like it's the first day of school. So if you're at a bus stop and you need a ride, we're taking you on the bus if you appear to be a Pinellas County school student. And we'll do that, get them to school safely, and then figure out the new route for them immediately.
Have you heard anything yet from the state regarding makeup days and how those work? I know that you're having a workshop next week. You have proposals, perhaps?
Sure, we have talked to the state. For Hine, there were no waiver of minutes or days. We have not heard yet on Milton, but what they have confirmed is that the school year is all about hours and minutes and not days. So there's not a magic number of days. It is about the number of minutes. And so we'll be sharing with our board next week a proposal that looks at adding some days that would have been off second semester that would now be on, and then adding minutes to every day to catch up and exceed the number of minutes. What's important to know is that we actually go much longer in the school day than we're required to each and every day. So we've built up a bank of minutes already this year, and we have obviously the rest of the year to catch up, but we'll add some minutes and we'll add a few days that would have been off will now be student days second semester. That's our proposal.
Do you know which days they are?
One day will be in January, one in February. We're not looking at doing the Thanksgiving holidays.
Kind of piggybacking off of this question about getting kids to school safely, there are still some power outages at traffic lights, specifically Osceola Middle School, and also another one right up the road on 102nd Ave and 109th Ave. Can you guarantee that those traffic lights are going to be fixed in time for the students to get to school?
I cannot guarantee that any traffic light will be fixed. That's not our responsibility. What I can say is that our school's police reached out to municipalities on Friday saying, listen, I need you to go out and start looking at those paths to school. So there's everything from the obvious, which are street lights, but more importantly, all those walking paths, the school zone lights, the walking paths that used to be lit up and would flash, many of those are down and have not been repaired. So our municipal partners who help work with the school safe routes to school are manning those over the course of the next several days. And where there's major street lights out, like there is one right around the corner from Pinellas Park High School, there'll be police officers there running those each day. It's going to take longer for people to get back to school tomorrow. It's going to take longer for people to get around the roads. We've all experienced that the last couple days.
Now, school supplies, and obviously some of these people can't get back into their homes, and it might be a little bit hard to have a pencil on Wednesday. But what do you say to the families that might need help school supplies-wise?
Anybody who needs help with school supplies, my answer is don't go out and buy them. We have them for you. Our Education Foundation did a drive for the last hurricane. They have more than enough supplies. They've been allocated to schools that we know have been hardest hit. One of our schools, Eisenhower Elementary School, had a whole community that had to be relocated. We've given supplies there. So we've got plenty for everybody who needs them. And the community has stepped up to help with that.
How important is it to be back in school as opposed to just letting the community relax and get back maybe Monday?
It's critical to be back in school. It is the normalcy for our community. Everything is not going to be the same until we get back to some sense of routine. Our students, most people thrive on routines. Our employees are looking forward to it. They're very excited to be back today and try to catch up. There are going to be individuals, employees, and families who are not able to make it tomorrow, and our message is take the time you need. There's nothing more important than the health and safety of your own family, your own house. Take those things first, as you would in any time of crisis, non-hurricane related, and we'll be here when you're ready to get back in the full swing of things.
But do you have substitutes though then?
We have over 1,000 substitutes on call who work for us. We do a really good job with that, so we'll be all set tomorrow for whatever needs we have.
Well, kids potentially walking in areas that are darker than normal, and of course the lights are not functioning everywhere. What's your message to drivers driving during before and after school?
That's a great question. Two things to that. What do we say for students who are in paths that used to be lit and are now dark? Number one, for all of our drivers, please pay attention. School's back in session. Be safe. Take your time. Everyone's a little frustrated and on edge, but take your time. Two, for parents, do the best you can to kind of look tonight. What does that path look like? Are there still tree limbs down on the sidewalks? How can you best get your child to school? We just want people there safely. We'd love them there on time, but safe is better than on time tomorrow.
How are you looking as far as extracurricular activities go? Sports, theater, band, things like that?
Sports, all those extracurriculars we've allowed to begin restart today. So practices will be happening across the county today. Band, swimming, diving, all of those things. The Florida High School Athletic Association is adjusting schedules because, of course, Pinellas County is not the only one that's been affected by this. So just yesterday they announced they're extending the football season by a week. They'll be doing the same with other sports to get back in action. We're excited to have students back on campus today doing those things because it brings back just, I'm a teenager and this is what I do. And so we can't wait to have those this week.
Is all this information on the website directly?
All the information that we've talked about is on the website, and including the things that will be coming up with makeup days and all that. We'll have that information published in plenty of time. Yes. Let me ask Mr. Larson, the principal here at Pinellas Park, to come on up. Clip this to you.
Good morning. Well, I'll tell you, we are excited for our staff to come back today. We're excited to welcome our students tomorrow. Today is all about making sure our classrooms are ready to go. The district has been fantastic as far as getting resources into the building to make sure that we can open up and welcome our great community back. Our faculty really second to none as far as commitment to the students and commitment to our community. So really looking forward to getting that sense of normalcy back.
Do you hear from people in the community that they do or do not want to be here tomorrow?
Absolutely, both, but also just more of an outpouring of support to get our community back together and get us going forward again.
Now you've taken a walk around the school, seeing it kind of thing. Can you talk to the folks at home, the parents at home, who might be like, how together is the school? Like how confident are you that it's okay, kids?
Absolutely. So I was here day after the storm, every day since, and it's night and day. The commitment that not only our county has and the district, but the outside group that they brought in has just done a fantastic job. Not only have they walked room by room, but our admin team has walked room by room to ensure, and that's be the message today to our teachers. You know, if there's anything that we missed or we didn't see, you know, let us know, and because that's our commitment to make sure that we're providing a safe environment, a comfortable environment, so our students can succeed.
Good morning. My name is Laura Hine. I'm chair of the Pinellas County School Board. And the one thing I would like to say this morning is I'd like to echo Mr. Hendrick's comments in thanking the county, thanking Barry Burton, Sheriff Gualtieri, Kathy Perkins, and the leadership. But I would also like to thank him. I would like to thank Mr. Hendrick for his leadership over these last couple of weeks of couple of storms. He and his executive leadership team have shown the kind of steadfast devotion to both excellent decision-making and compassion for our staff, our teachers, and our community. And we as a school board could not be more grateful to have Kevin Hendrick and the executive leadership team that we do here at Pinellas County Schools. I would also like to say thank you to the principals and administrators who stand the watch during the storm. If you had the opportunity to be in any of our shelters, you would see them. You would walk into a shelter and see that team is made up of principals and assistant principals from elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. They are together. They have a duty rotation. And that's who's standing the watch during our storms. They are not evacuating. They are staying. And they are in those shelters. And I would like to thank all those principals and administrators and school leaders who stand the watch for us during these emergency times. I'm happy to answer any questions. I think a lot has been covered.
As the school board takes up makeup time and all these other issues surrounding it, do you have anything that you're going to be asking for? Do you not want to have certain things happen, or you definitely want to have certain things happen in that regard?
When it comes to makeup time for the academic year, one thing I have great confidence in Pinellas County Schools is we believe in and we are very good at academic excellence. We were one of, if not the first counties to recover academically from COVID. And I believe that when it comes to the time we've had off for school with these hurricanes, we will also recover very well academically.
Are you asking the superintendent add an hour to one day, once a week, or?
I look forward to our workshop next week when they're going to propose some different ideas. What I know is that Mr. Hendrick and our executive leadership team and our chief academic officer and the people responsible for educating our our children take that seriously, and they're very good at it. We will be focused on achieving high results. We will do that throughout the rest of the school year, and I look forward to hearing their ideas. So I would say what our school board expects is that we do what is necessary to achieve academic excellence while also having compassion for what our community has been through.